COQ is starting to wake up, much like I predicted. However, I have changed my mind. And what is that? For quite a while now, I've been believing that COQ could hypothetically go to a $5 billion market cap during this bull run. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that's a little bit too low for arguably, in my opinion, the number one meme coin on Avalanche. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of caca actually. So now my new prediction is going to be $10 billion market cap. Again, hypothetically speaking, even though that's not financial advice. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes people like to say that, COQ isn't going to gain mass attention. It's caca. Well, I disagree. Again, Avalanche, it's a very amazingly run blockchain. And we've seen, how people usually move on when it comes to meme coins. So let me explain why, or what I mean by this, I should say. You take a look at initially, a lot of hype was for Ethereum meme coins, right? Then eventually moved on to Solana. Then after Solana, as of right now, we're seeing Cardano. Take a look at what happened to Snack. Another meme coin I made a very good call on, again, on Cardano. I think it's only fair to assume that eventually people are going to move towards Avalanche. Now, Avalanche isn't necessarily known for meme coins. Like, it's pretty much just like COQ and Kimbo. I would say those are like the two, biggest ones, arguably, in my opinion, in terms of the community. So if I take a look at that, this is pretty much something so amazing. Because think about this, right? If let's say there was only like one or two meme coins that are actually like popular and have a good community on Solana, guess what could very well happen to those meme coins as Solana gained attention? And we saw that happen, right? With Book a Meme and Dog with Hat. We see that happening as of right now with, Snack on Cardano. So I think a lot of the attention could very well be concentrated on more specifically something like COQ because arguably it is the biggest. So when I take a look at this could be something special in my opinion. And when it comes to Avalanche, why do I think it's going to be the next one to gain attention? Because, in terms of pure fundamentals, it's not bad whatsoever. People like Solana for being scalable. Well, Avalanche is scalable. They like Solana's low gas fees. Well, Avalanche has low gas fees. They like to say, Solana's lightning fast. Well, Avalanche is also lightning fast. Not to mention the advantage, in my opinion, that Avalanche has over Solana is its historical reliability. What do I mean by historical reliability? Because we take a look at, for instance, right, Solana, allegedly at one point it experienced 8 different network outages in just a time span of a year. That's not that great in my opinion. I mean, you got to think about how, 8 is actually a lot. For instance, you take a look at the VeChain Thor blockchain. I'm very bullish on VeChain, by the way, but that ever since 2018 experienced 0 network outages. So you got to imagine that. Now, having a couple here and there, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but if you have like 8 in a year, that's just complete no bueno, in my opinion. That's complete caca. I mean, come on, man. How is that even possible? Imagine how VC-backed, or should I say how heavily VC-backed Solana is, or should I say venture capital-backed. And then it's performing like that. I mean, caralho, porra. That's not that great in my opinion. Now, here's the thing. COQ is unique, though, in my opinion as well, because if you actually take a look at it, many meme coins out there, they're dog-themed, cat-themed, but then it feels a little bit too, much at this point, right? It just feels like, okay, it's another dog or cat-themed meme coin. But then when it comes to COQ, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit unique. So I really like that. Now, if we take a look at COQ as well, right? On its ecosystem, there are community projects related to NFTs, DeFi, and gaming. Now, DeFi stands for decentralized finance. And now, do I think that this is going to be massive for the future of COQ? I don't really think so, to be honest. And let me explain why. Because a meme coin isn't necessarily known for having a good use case. So I don't think people are really going to pay attention to this anyways. However, in my opinion, I think it's a thought that counts. And not to mention as well, it shows that COQ actually wants to put effort. They're not lazy. Because think about this, right? If let's say COQ didn't have a good ecosystem, or let's say the ecosystem didn't even exist at all, I would still be bullish on it anyways, just simply due to the fact that it's arguably the number one meme coin on Avalanche. But they're like, you know what? Let's improve a little bit. And why not? There's nothing wrong with that. And you got to think about this, right? A lot of meme coins out there, they just feel a little bit lazy and they don't really care. They're just like, okay, believe in us. If you don't, then you don't, right? They don't really care. But then when it comes to COQ, it shows that they actually put effort. It's not really necessary in my opinion, or should I say hashtag super necessary, Jorge Masvidal. If you know, I'm not saying that. But then it shows again that they actually care. At least that's the way I take a look at it. Now, here's the thing as well. When I take a look at, something like COQ, sometimes people like to say, exposure isn't the best. Well, yeah, it's of course a far cry from a Book a Meme or a Pepe or something like that. But in my opinion, it's pretty decent. And we've seen this recipe work time and time again for many meme coins. They have pretty good exposure, They have a strong community. They're very unique, very interesting, very fun, I would say, right? Isn't this basically what COQ INU is? And at the $10 billion market cap, it's not even that insane to begin with, right? Dogecoin reached over 80 billion, SHIB reached around 40 billion. So this is kind of like peanuts if you actually think about it. And it's actually not that bad even to reach a $10 billion market cap. It is around a 54x from here. So it's actually not too crazy. And keep in mind as well, sometimes people like to say that, oh yeah, man, that's not the best upside out there. Well, of course, there's going to be a micro cap that's going to defeat COQ INU. And also, or should I say on the flip side, COQ INU, it's not going to do like a 2 or 3x in my opinion, right? It's not like a dinosaur. Can Dogecoin or Shiba Inu do over like a 20x from right now? Absolutely not. So the way you take a look at it is that it's a good balance in between. Like it's not too small or the risk feels a little bit too insane, but then it's not like, too massive where it's a dinosaur and there's no fun in that. I'm not saying there's going to be no risk because there's always going to be risk in my opinion, but at least this feels a little bit more mitigated than like, a micro cap, but then it's not too boring like a Doge or a SHIB. At least that's the way I view it. Now, here's the thing. Some people think that this boring is going to be bad. However, just take a look at the trajectory of the crypto space overall, and more specifically, take a look at Bitcoin. When you take a look at even Charles Hoskinson, not only is he the co-founder of Ethereum, but the founder of Cardano, he was a part of a video on November 26, and he stated how in the next year to 2 years, he could very well see Bitcoin reaching anywhere between $250,000 to $500,000. Even if, let's say, we assume his worst case, prediction is true, 250,000 for Bitcoin, could you imagine what happens to COQ INU then? Of course, also a lot of other altcoins. But I think that it could be so amazing. And as the old saying goes, a high tide raises all ships. I think as Bitcoin does a lot better, I think as the sentiment becomes a lot greater, I don't see why COQ INU won't go to a $10 billion market cap, let's say during a fully fledged bull run, when everything is in fifth gear, so to speak. Now, am I saying it's going to happen like again next week or like tomorrow? No, I'm not saying that. Again, there's some time there. It's going to take quite a while, but it doesn't really matter in my opinion because it's not like 5 years away or something crazy like that. Man, once Avalanche really pops off, much like a Solana, like a Cardano, man, I really do believe that the sky's the limit when it comes to something like COQ INU, and I really can't wait. Even an article back in March, I believe, right? It stated how when it comes to the Avalanche Foundation, they actually acquired, COQ INU as part of their meme coin investment. So can you believe that, right? Now, I don't know if they're still holding as of right now, who knows? However, even besides that point, that actually shows that the Avalanche Foundation even actually pays attention to something like COQ INU. I think they understand how special it is. And so do I, which is why, again, a $10 billion market cap during this war, and that right there wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. But I'm continuing to dollar cost average into COQ INU. Anytime an income, acquire, hold, and I just wait. Even the times when COQ INU was doing complete caca, I still believed in it because I think that brighter days are ahead, and it's just a waiting game, and I really can't wait. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.